Okay, here we are. We've reached the top of the hill. This is where I came from. And then here we're going into the access this early in the morning. Might see some deer, so I'm going to try and be quiet. I love how people come in and stack rocks, make creative little sculptures there. Love this stretch of the woods. So beautiful and quiet. Great exercise, but you can always just look around and learn. See something different every time I come. Squirrels play and chase. Even squirrels like to stay outside and get their exercise, play and chase. I hope after you watch this video, you'll get outside. Mr. B loves spending time outside, and this is a great way to spend time outside with your family. Doesn't cost anything. You can just come right over to the River State Park, hike along their trails. I am hiking down to the pump station at the and you can access it off Rivermont Road. This is really cool. This tree fell down, and rather than coming in and cutting it up, the state park said, hey, we'll give you some fun things to climb on. Pretty interesting how this thing fell right in between two trees, and eventually you can see how this is cracked. Eventually you just know that big heavy tree is going to crack that one and make it fall, but it's leaning on another tree and kind of wedged in there perfect right now, so we'll see. They might eventually have to cut it off. Here we see some more of the rock stacking sculptures there. Another one right there. Pretty cool finding all the different types of mushrooms on the trail and off the trail. Since I came down on Sunday, today is Wednesday, there have been so many leaves that have fallen. So the woods were really green on Sunday, but since then they are now almost an orange glow to them from all the leaves that have fallen. Love this. See these are 3 poplar trees that split, and they grow way up there, but they all grow out of one trunk. Pretty neat. I'm gonna get real quiet because right down here is usually where I see some deer in the morning. Maybe I'll see some deer I can show you. This right here is really cool. This is called a deer rub, and you can see where a deer, a buck deer, a male deer, deer with antlers, has rubbed the bark off of that tree with his antlers. Now, one of the really neat things is you can tell the direction that deer will travel, especially buck deer, when you look at how much or how many rubs a deer has made. And I can stand right here and see if I can zoom in to show you that right down there through the woods, right there, and then past, oops, I'm wanting to, right past that is another rub. So I can tell that a buck traveled from the woods right over here, probably came right along, made his rub there, and then kept right on going down the hill. So let's keep walking and see if we see one. And look, there's some more mushrooms right up there. Some of you might say, Mr. B, why are you whispering? Well, when I'm in the woods, I like to see if I can't just blend in with the woods. My granddaddy used to say, sit down in the woods and just be. And that meant be part of the woods. Just disappear in the woods and let nature come alive around you. So maybe next time I go hunting, I'll sit down in the woods and just be and record a lot of it so you can see what I see when I go hunting. And here you can see we're starting to get now, there is the bigger path. I'm on the path coming out of my neighborhood. There's the bigger path that goes down to the pump station. Really surprised we didn't see any deer this morning. Such a pretty quiet morning. Thought they would be down here eating acorns in the oak trees, but didn't see any yet. You do have to watch your step. There are lots of roots and rocks in here. And if you're not careful, you can twist an ankle, or I have actually strained calf muscles a couple times hiking through here, where it just popped that muscle in my calf and had to hobble home. And here we come down to the actual Eno River. You can see the river down there through the woods. I'll tell you what we'll do. We can walk down here to the first place we come to. And look and see what we see. It's really pretty down here. And like I said, you can come down here. Boys and girls, if you're under 16, you can come down here and fish, and you don't even need a fishing license. But if you're over 16, moms and dads, aunts and uncles, big brothers and sisters, then you have to have a North Carolina fishing license. But that's okay, because fishing licenses are good things. They help support the outdoors. They help support taking care of state parks and taking care of the places we like to go and hunt and fish. Look how pretty it is down here. Isn't that beautiful? Nice, slow moving. Oh, I see a friend. You see right over there? Right there. There's a turtle sticking his head up. See the turtle right there? Just barely see it. Looks like a little black line with a dot above it. That's his head sticking up. He probably won't come out while I'm here because turtles are really skittish. But oh, look how down there, look how beautiful that is with the steam coming off the water. Beautiful, beautiful. This is why I'd much rather be outside than inside. And that tree right there is called a sycamore tree. And the neat thing about a sycamore tree is it has camouflage bark. So if you look as you go up the tree right there, the bark looks like it's camouflaged. I love that tree. They grow really, really cool shapes. You can see there's stuff growing out of the trunk. It's got like 1, 2, 3, 4 trunks growing out of it. And they also have really cool seed pods that look like soft, fuzzy balls. And those are the seeds that grow out of the sycamore tree. All right, let's keep walking. Oh, let's see what animal has been here. I see nuts, I see raisins. Oh, that's a human. Maybe somebody thought they were being nice, leaving a snack for the squirrels, I don't know, or the chipmunks. All right, we're gonna head back up here through the woods. Oop, broke a stick under my foot. Yep, so we had storms a couple weeks ago. This one fell over. It was already rotten. But look at all these different cool lichen growing off the top. Mushrooms, fungi. They're like me. Fungi. Haha. Oh, so we saw those deer rubs before. Here's another deer rub. This is an old one. See how it's not real bright? And if we look down at the ground, I didn't show you before, there's not any shavings, any pieces of bark where the deer rubbed the bark off and it's laying on the ground. That tells you that it's fresh. None of that on these down here. Oh, there's another old one right there. This is the type of thing that really interests Mr. B when I'm on my walks, since I love deer and deer hunting, but I also love just seeing them and learning about them. Now the parks do come down and put in pieces of wood to prevent erosion and runoff. There's an old cedar tree that fell across the path they cut out of the way. It's been dry lately, so there aren't that many mushrooms out here. If there were, then, or rather if it had rained, then we would see a lot of mushrooms where all this decaying leaf matter grows. And to look at that forest of bamboo, that is really, really, really thick right there with bamboo. And that doesn't naturally grow down here. You can see that's just a big, thick stand of bamboo. Unfortunate because it grows really, really fast and it can take over. All right, friends, we are almost to the pump station. Normally I would have already been there by now, but I wanted to take my time and show you all the cool stuff that I see on my walks. Whoop, here's another cool thing, little stand of mushrooms right there. Those are really neat. So they're up in the shade and they probably get a lot of water from the dew and moisture from the leaves, from the trees at night. And then look at all these beautiful ferns. These are so pretty. And they are all around the Eno, especially down here. Beautiful, beautiful ferns. All right, we got to climb up a little hill here. See, there's an old path there. Now we climb up these natural steps. There's a really pretty scenic overlook up there. We're going to keep going this way. See some big trees. That was a tree that rotted. You can see how the top of the tree really black and hollow. That means it was dying from the inside. So it fell. And the Park Service came in with chainsaws and they cut off big pieces and moved them out of the way so we could keep hiking. Here's some more of those roots I was talking about. You have to be really careful that you don't trip over some of those roots. Start to hear the river where it rolls across the rapids a little more now. Take this little trail down here so we can get down to the river again, and we'll be able to walk right up the river to the pump station. Uh-oh. Gotta be careful here. That does not look like that is going to stay up for much longer. Old rotten tree there. This is beautiful down here. Look at that cool stone cliff there. Oh, there's a pretty bird down there. What is that? Oh, it's flew away. Isn't that gorgeous? Here's a remnants of a walnut. Different animals will come eat the walnuts. Look at that, beautiful. And here we see all the debris from when we had those heavy rains when a hurricane came through a few weeks. All of those logs and everything came down the river, and then they just got stuck right here. The water came way up here, and all of those logs and all those leaves and all that debris got stuck right there. It's called a log jam, and it just will sit there and rot until the next flood comes through. All right, let's hike up to the pump station. More of those beautiful flowers. We have passed their peak. There's some more wild daisies. Oh, this is beautiful. So beautiful. But I see something out here that Makes me really, really sad. You see that? Plastic bottle. That is really unfortunate. Littering in the state park is really, really bad. Look at this. See the foam in the water there? That's where there are impurities in the water. And the water churns and turns and turns, and it just turns them into foam and gets them out of the water. So here we are at the old Durham pump station. And all I can tell you of my knowledge is that back in the late 1800s, I believe, and early 1900s, this is where, you see here this beautiful man-made wall. Somebody stacked rocks on top. And here's another one here. And that leads us right over here to the pump station. But back in over 100 years ago, this is the pump station where there was a dam going across the river, and this was the water source for Durham, or parts of Durham. You can see there's the part of the dam went here, and it would have gone all the way across the river, and then they would have pumped water to Durham. You can see there's an old pipe sticking up right there. We'll hike up and I'll show you the sign. You can read more about it. But I love these old cornerstones. Those are really, really, really heavy blocks, and they use natural rocks. There's another one of the cornerstones. Zoom back out so I don't trip and fall and bust my neck. Oh, this tree just fell this week. Just this week. There's some old brick foundation of buildings that were here. Here's some more. It's really, really neat to be walking and hiking through such a beautiful natural place and see remnants of what man had done. Oh my goodness. That is not something I want to see right there. Friends, there's a saying in the woods, leaves of three, let it be. And this is why. That is right there. Oh my goodness gracious, that's poison ivy. We do not want, Mr. B doesn't want to be anywhere near that. And that right there is Virginia creeper. So this is poison ivy. And I'm itching just looking at it. You see the Virginia creeper has leaves of 5, and it grows and grows. But Mr. B's going to back out because I am not a friend of poison ivy. Here is where I normally go, but I'm going to walk up here and show you the sign. Gives you details about. Here it says, ahead are the ruins of the old Durham pump station, which supplied Durham's water from 1887 to 1927. Dangers associated with the falls exist. Proceed with caution. That means basically don't be climbing on those fragile old brick walls and rock walls. Be smart. Just look. Now if you come down to the pump station to hike on the pump station trail, you can park at Rivermont Drive. I believe it's Drive, maybe it's Rivermont Road, and hike in, and you will come from this way, and there it's very, very well marked path. And then right down here, you can see here Laurel Bluffs Trail. That's what I came in on. And then the pump station trail. Although the pump station trail does a nice loop. That's what I normally hike on. See an old chimney there from one of the buildings. And this is cool. I like walking through and seeing this. There's another Looks like maybe it was a chimney with a tree growing right out of the middle of it. Well, what man leaves behind, nature will take over. And here is the history of the Durham pump station. Huh. Alright, it says Durham became a city in 1869. At that time, there was no source of treated water or sewage processing in the county, with all water coming from nearby creeks, wells, the Little River, Flat River, and Eno River. In 1887, a Boston firm, Baston A.H. Howland, built the Durham pump station at the confluences of the Eno River and Nancy Rhodes Creek. So if you come into Rivermont Road and park, you will actually be coming in right along Nancy Rhodes Creek. Here the water was collected for use in fighting fires in downtown Durham, or after undergoing purification at the filter houses, pumped to Durham residents to be used as drinking water at $6 a year. Wow, $6 a year. Costs more than that at a convenience store now. The spot became a popular site for picnicking and swimming. Bathhouses were constructed near the pump station, and the Red Cross gave swimming lessons in the summer. However, the site was too small to supply the ever-growing city of Durham, and the site was abandoned in 1927 in favor of a pump station at the larger Lake Mickey on the Flat River. Plans to use the site to generate hydroelectricity continued to be proposed until the 1970s, when the site was finally acquired by the Eno River Association for conservation purposes. So, pretty doggone cool. And that's what it looked like before they abandoned it. Very cool. And this right here is the cornerstone that we saw before, going across the river. Pretty cool. Good morning. So it's really neat to have, see, a gentleman just went by jogging. It was really neat to have access to this, and you have access to this anytime you want to. So here it is, Rivermont Road. So you come into Rivermont Road, you can park all along here, and then you'll take the trails right down here. Here's Valley Spring Road. A lot of you might know Valley Spring Road because Valley Spring Road actually has Valley Springs Park on it. And Valley Spring Park is where a lot of people go to play soccer and baseball and play. So anyway, you come down here to Rivermont Road and you park, and the trails are not on here, but you'll take the trails and they'll go all along right down here to the pump station. Friends, I hope you have enjoyed this as much as I have enjoyed sharing my little part of the world with you. Get outside, get outside, get away from that screen after you watch this. Make plans with mom and dad, aunts, uncles, grandma, grandpa, babysitters, whoever, and come down here and enjoy the great outdoors. Mr. B loves you, and I hope to see you out here one day. Bye.